Welcome to Hewlett-Packard Enterprise. Discover 2016 London. I'm Jennifer Rogers. The EU General Data Protection Regulation, or GDPR, replaces the former Data Protection Directive to harmonize data protection laws across 27 EU member states. GDPR will affect all organizations that operate in Europe, with sanctions of up to 4% of global turnover for non-compliance. The regulation goes into effect in 2018. HPE security expert Tim Greaveson says now is the time for companies to learn how to prepare and get ahead on best practices. And Tim joins me now. Welcome.
Okay.
So let's start with a little bit more about what exactly GDPR is and what the aim of this regulation is.
Sure, it's a new regulation which harmonises the 27 or 28 if you include the UK, obviously after Brexit, to simplify, standardise and improve the data privacy of EU citizens.
So what does it mean for a multinational corporation operating within the EU? And also, when exactly in 2018 does it come into effect?
So it's been approved this year in 2016, but comes into effect in May, or the 25th of May actually, 2018. So although it sounds like it's a long way, there's still a lot to do.
Be here before you know it. And if you are a multinational organization, what is the big impact?
So there's a number of them. The first of which is they need to now employ a DPO, or a data protection officer, someone who's responsible for maintenance, management and governance of the regulation. But also there's a number of fines that are associated with the new regulation for non-compliance. So up to 4% of the parent annual turnover is exposed if they fail to notify of a breach. That breach notification needs to be within 72 hours. So, quite challenging for quite a lot of organizations.
So aside from the speed and also having this officer, are there other differences from what the law is right now?
There is. I mean, the first of which is the right to be forgotten. The new regulation brings in the ability for the end user or the citizen to have information that's wrong, old or out of date removed. That's a challenge for quite a lot of organizations, because that's not just the live data, it also goes straight back to archived information that might be on tape, possibly 10, 20 years of, previously.
You talked a little bit about the repercussions if you don't follow this and how quickly you have to notify people, but what exactly would happen if you didn't comply? I mean, are you going to be fined right away? Do we have any sense on what the details of this would be?
So it's very possible that the regulators are going to start applying fines, because ultimately it's about protecting the EU citizens. I think the important thing is it's not just for organizations that are based in the EU. It's any organization globally that stores, manages or uses EU citizen data. So that includes the US, it includes the Middle East. So it's very likely that they will start imposing fines. So it's best to start now, to start to put the regulations in place.
So what are the first steps if you want to start now? What should an organization be doing to prepare?
So I think the first thing is to actually not just see this as another regulation, but see this as a way you can differentiate your business and start to think of it about how can you use it to create new revenues or manage information. So I'd say start with the data, understand the data that you have within your organization, make sure you understand the value, understand who owns it and where it sits, and then start to apply the protection on that data. Don't try and do everything and boil the ocean and protect everything. So understand the data, understand the purpose and the value, and then start to apply good controls such as format preserving encryption, for example.
And as you point out, it'll probably be here before we know it.
Definitely.
The way time goes. All right, thank you so much, Tim Greaveson, for coming by the Digital Executive Studio at Hewlett-Packard Enterprise. Discover 2016 London. I'm Jennifer Rogers. Thanks for watching.